Welcome back, everybody. We're here to do cards for August 11th for every sign. Well, there went the first card. Aries, you've got the moon. We'll talk about that in a second. But we're going to do cards for every sign. So if you know your sun, moon, rising, this is a quick way to check all three of those. If you know your other placements, then you can get a whole lot of juice out of a little reading like this. Do want to remind you, we do have the contest is still running, so you want to remember to put a comment down below this video if you want to enter into the contest. And let's go ahead and begin. So Aries, like I said, you've got the moon card, so that just tells me that you've got some kind of situation today that you know it's fishy, but you're having a hard time just putting your finger on what is it that's fishy about this situation, what is not right. So I don't see that necessarily getting resolved today, but I do see you being aware that something isn't right, something isn't feeling right for you. Okay, next up we're looking at Taurus. Taurus, you guys have the Ace of Cups. This talks about finding something new to love or enjoy. This can be the company of a new person, this can be a hobby, this can be an activity, this can be a project, but something that you are finding interest in that is bringing you satisfaction and fulfillment. All right. Next, we're looking at Gemini. Gemini, as you guys have the Strength card in reverse. For some of you, this just means you're skipping a trip to the gym today. For a lot of you, that's what it means. You're backing down on the exercise. But for a few of you, I'm going to say about 20% of you, you're getting more of my typical meaning here, which for me, typically this card talks about self-esteem and that your self-esteem is taking a beating. And so you want to make sure that you're paying attention to what's impacting your self-esteem and how reasonable is it to let that impact your self-esteem. Okay, that's Gemini. Next up we have Cancer. Cancer, you guys have the Seven of Cups showing up in reverse. This is telling me that you have been thinking about different things you could do to improve your life lately. And now you are focusing on one of those things and putting in the energy and the effort to take that first step towards making that one thing you're focusing on a reality. Next up we have Leo. Leos, you guys are interacting with a Queen of Swords type personality today. This is somebody who is very nurturing and very caring. This is also the Queen of Swords, could also be known as the Queen of Pain, possibly even the Widow. This is somebody who has been through some tragedy and some trauma by the time she gets to be a queen. And she knows trouble. She knows trouble about 11 miles away. So when you're interacting with a Queen of Swords type person, they a lot of times have insights for you for things that you may not be thinking about. Usually they're pretty familiar with some red flags where you may not necessarily be, Leo, and so they may have some good advice for you as the day goes by. I feel like for some of you this person is being very tactful. I don't think they're just laying the advice on whether you want to hear it or not. And they may be kind of trying to give you advice in a sideways way, or they may be just watching and waiting to see if you're going to ask for it. But interacting with somebody who is the Queen of Pain per se, she's been through a whole lot and she can smell BS a long way away. Okay, next up we have Virgo. Virgo, you guys have the Page of Swords showing up here. This just tells me that you are digging for new information or researching information at some point during the day. Next up is Libra. Libra, you guys have the Four of Coins. This tells me that you're holding back a little bit, and I feel like for a lot of you Libras, what you're holding back on is your feelings. You're not sharing as readily as you used to with somebody in your sphere of influence. The other way that this can be holding back is obviously financially. You may be just trying to hold back some money for a trip later on, or just to hold back for just in case. But holding back is the theme here for those of us with Libra placements. Next up, let's look at Scorpio. Scorpios, we have the Two of Wands showing up. This just tells me that we do have a choice in front of us today. And whatever we choose, we can't make a bad choice. Whatever we choose will be just fine. All right, so that's for Scorpio. Next up, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, there is something that you are doing in a different location than what you would consider normal for you. Could be having a meal in a different location, working in a different location, could be moving house even. Setting up home in a different location, could be taking your kid to a different location for daycare. All kinds of ways that this can come in, but doing something in a different location today, Sagittarius. Next up, we have Capricorn. Capricorns, we see you as the King of Pentacles today. Spirit is telling me that not only is this you, but this is also somebody that you're interacting with today. My King of Pentacles is somebody who's very comfortable with what they have in the material world. And they also are ready, willing, able, and usually thrilled to pass along information to other people about how they can get where they are in the material world. So you may be passing along advice or information that has to do with money or security today. And you may be even talking over this type of advice with somebody else who's in a fairly good position as well. You guys may even be comparing notes and swapping stories. All right, so that's Capricorn. Next up we have Aquarius. Aquarius with the Hanged Man showing up. This tells me that you're taking some time to really consider and think over some type of situation in your life that has you stumped and feeling like you don't know how to move forward. You may even be doing some shadow work with this Hanged Man coming up. You're definitely looking at things from a different perspective. All right, next up we have Pisces. Pisces, look at you showing up as the Queen of Cups here. So Pisces, this just tells me that you are pretty much walking in your mojo today. You're just being your true self and letting it shine. We like that. All right, so that covers everybody. Thank you all very much for being here today. I do appreciate it. Thank you also for all the subscribes, thumbs ups, the shares, and the comments. Please remember, if you want to enter into the contest, you have to put a comment down below. And then also, thank you to those of you who are ordering private sessions, Reiki candles, and Reiki sessions with me. I appreciate all of you guys' support because it's you guys that makes me able to do what I love to do for my living. So thank you very much. Everyone have a fantastic day. Peace out.